Welcome to A Woman's Guide to Empowerment. My name is Sean, and I'm a mental health coach. I see 35 plus clients a week. I'm mentored under a psychiatrist that works at Harvard, a licensed therapist, and a former Amazon VP turned career coach. I have over 1,000 ratings and a 98% satisfaction score. Now that I've gotten my credentials out of the way, let's address the elephant in the room. I'm a man, so why is it that I'm teaching a course on women's mental health? The first and most important reason is that empowering women is something that is incredibly important to me. It is why I do what I do. The second reason is because I work with a lot of women, and in working with a lot of women, I have helped a lot of them find happiness and contentment. The third is that because I am a man, I have a unique perspective to offer women about the interactions between men and women that we'll talk about in this course. But the last thing is that I actually really encourage you to doubt the things that I say throughout this course and try them out yourself and see how they work for you and see what your experience is like of them. Because I am not so arrogant to assume that I can fix everything and that I know everything about women. Like I said, I've done some work with women and it seems to be effective. But it doesn't mean that I know everything and that it's going to be a perfect fit for you. Every person is individual. And so take what works for you and throw away what doesn't. Now, the focus of this course is on empowerment. And the reason for that is because in working with men and women, I have found that men and women tend to have two sort of core issues. So for men, it tends to be a lack of vulnerability. Men have a really hard time being vulnerable in our society. And so I actually made a whole men's mental health course that deals with that. The women's mental health course, what I see most often when I'm working with women, is that the issues tend to distill down to a lack of empowerment because women are so disempowered in our society. They are disempowered through their bodies, where they are held to these insanely unrealistic body standards. They are expected to be small, petite, tiny, and eat as little as humanly possible to maintain that figure. They are disempowered through their emotions. They are told that they're too emotional. They are not listened to because they are believed to be too emotional. A great example of this is at the doctor's office. When a woman says something is wrong, she is much less likely to be listened to than a man at a doctor's office. They are disempowered systemically. We live in a world that is unfortunately objectively run by men. And because of that, women are often treated as outliers. Even in things like sciences, things like periods, birth control, female orgasms are not well understood by science. And because the world is run by men, there is not a lot of push to understand those things better. So this course is split into 5 main sections, and each of these sections is focused on a different way to help you feel empowered. Throughout this course, you're going to be dealing with a lot of pretty intense emotional work. And because of that, the first section of this course gives you some tools for emotional processing so that you can feel more empowered in the emotions that you do feel. The second section of this course is about men and dealing with men and communication tools to help with that. The third section of this course is about body image and moon cycles. We focus on body image because of those insanely unrealistic standards that are put on women and helping you to find the ability to take up space in your body. And we focus on moon cycles because it has such a profound effect on the body month to month, and yet it is not talked about, not addressed by most doctors, by most therapists. It's just something that is completely overlooked. It is also a tool that people sometimes use to disempower women. So by helping you to build a better relationship with your moon cycle, the hope is that it will help you to feel more empowered. The fourth section is about reconnecting with your feminine energy and finding the power that exists within that feminine energy. I think so often in our society that feminine energy gets stopped up, and so we're going to do our best to help it to start to flow again. And finally, the final section of this course is just a resources section where I'll provide you some various resources of things that I may reference throughout the course or just things that I think may be useful to you going further in your journey. And without further ado, let's get started.